What's up with the squad? Back with another video. Reckless. You already know what's going down. I had to check this video out. Definitely appreciate everybody tuning in, watching, these reactions and the videos and stuff like that. Make sure other videos you want me to check out. Make sure y'all just email me LifeWithRecklezz@yahoo.com or just DM me on Instagram LifeWithRecklezz or simply comment down below. You already know what's going down. Make sure y'all check out Doug and XL in the description box down below. Let's get in the video, y'all.
Where there's more news on America's strangest presidential couple, Michelle and Barack. This time, they were humiliated after a video leak, a gay video from their children's show on Netflix. Well, it's embarrassing and terrible. Let's get to the news. Newsweek, here's Obama's kids show under fire for a wedding episode. That's one way of putting it. It's not just any wedding. Maybe Barack and Michelle's wedding, maybe not. Former President Barack Obama is facing criticism online for an episode of Ada Twist, Scientist. Ada Twist, Scientist. A children's show that is company producers that features a wedding between two male characters.
See, that's what I don't like though, is the simple fact that if I think that I know where they're going with this, is the fact that you're like, I can see if it was like a show just in general, but why does it have to be categorized to where it's, first of all, two male, they're making it a big thing of that, and then you have two male, a children's show, categorizing it with a children's show. You're teaching children to be, to be that way. Children only know what they're taught. At the end of the day, like that's just being 100. That's what I always learned from my grandmother. Children only know what they're taught. So if they're taught to be this way and to do this and do that, that's one thing. One thing about it is that we are born either male or female. We're born either male or female. And if I'm mistaken, it was Adam and Eve. And I try not to hit so hard on stuff like this, but it was Adam and Eve, right? So if it's Adam and Eve, what makes people think that, and I'm not saying by all means, like we done been through this plenty of times. Like I have no reason or any, I would treat an individual a certain way. Y'all know that I've been in this position. My sister, has dated, females and stuff like. She's dating a man right now, but she's dated females in the past and stuff like that, and figuring herself out. But one thing about it, I'm not gonna be rude or treat you any kind of way. I'm gonna treat you like a human being because we all bleed the same color. But my thing is the simple fact of them sitting there and trying to, we're making it a kid show, a two male cat. You're teaching them. Stop doing that. There's kids in schools. It's schools out here that's literally, you have books, you have this, you have that, and it gets on my nerves, yo. It gets on my nerves because why want to do this? It's so much other stuff in the what do they call it, curriculum, that they need to know. It's so much stuff that they need to know rather than this. It's so much stuff. Why don't teach kids how to open up a business or how to and this is stuff that you have your math, you have your reading, you have to, but stuff other than that, like to put a show out, in general, a show out, and it's other stuff that you can do. And I'm sorry, we got 5 more minutes of this video, but I had to get this out because it just makes me mad that you had these kids that's getting taught bad things. Why not teach them how to open up a business or how to run a business or how to write checks or how to use them? Like, it's so much stuff to you can save money. It's so much stuff that you can teach these kids other than we gonna put a show out with two males about like this. We back
there
in.
You go. Thank you for your cultural impact, Obama. You have really helped with people being impacted. Ada Twist, Scientist, is about an 8-year-old black scientist who explores people through scientific discovery, collaboration, and friendship with the help of her two best friends, Rosie and Iggy. Can you just check any more boxes? I want to know why this black girl scientist isn't also in a wheelchair. I can't believe Obama and Michelle are so insensitive and hateful. I'm of course kidding. According to Rotten Tomatoes, the show is streamed on Netflix. It is co-produced by Barack and Michelle Obama's company, Higher Ground Production. When I think of Higher Ground, I don't think of Barack and Michelle. I think of the price of ground beef under Joe Biden, their protege. The Obamas keep trying to wipe their own history. Remember, Barack Obama back in 2008 said, as a Christian, I believe marriage is between one man and one woman. He was on the wrong side of the issue, and now even a Republican couldn't get elected if he said that. As a Christian, I believe marriage is between one man and one woman. So every Republican that we're all going to vote for this November 2024 is to the left of Obama, is more Marxist than Obama on the same-sex issue in 2008. That's how far we've fallen, gang. Quote, episode of Ada Twist Scientist on Netflix showcases young students coming together to set up and celebrate their teacher's gay wedding. And it always has to be a teacher, an authority figure. This is aimed at preschoolers, because you're preschoolers.
It is because my daughter used to watch this show. She would always say her name. We would be like, what are you talking about? She'd go to her grandparents' house, and she would always mention it, you know. And my dad, like, we've been over this. My mom really isn't into, you know, stuff like this, but not so much of, I guess, politics or anything like that. She's not into that. But my dad, you know, he's a Democrat, and he's always watching some or doing research on stuff and stuff like that. Y'all know. But she would watch it, you know, and she'll watch it. She'll come over here, and I would see. I didn't see the little scientist thing before, but I didn't see, like, they had this episode. And my thing is like what I said, like, not only are you teaching other kids this, they're putting other kids into in the show to make it seem like this is something that, you know. And my thing is, like I said with this, I'm not about to sit here and discriminate. Like, I'm not about to be rude, you know, to, you know. And it hurts me to say that, you know, the community or that, you know, because we're all human. We're all human. Everybody's so divided into where they are in these little individual places and groups. But my thing is that why aim to do this type of stuff? You shouldn't aim to do these things. There should be more that you should do. Get kids off of devices starting there. You know, and I don't want to be a hypocrite because Rennie has, you know, an iPad that she watches and she's hooked to it. You know, she got it at an early age. She's hooked to it. So I tried, you know, to get her leapfrog, to get her books, to get her, and she's always with my parents, you know, going places, going out to eat and doing, you know, getting kids outside. I look outside and we don't see any kids at the playground like we used to. We used to ride bikes, used to do this, used to do that. Now it's kids, you got to throw in what we got going on as adults. These big old adults. And throwing them in kids shows with the problems that they got going on, and it's sickening and it's sad. I'm telling you, it's sad. You got kids, you brainwashing, you messing them up. It's not. I'm telling y'all.
There's need secularism indoctrination by the Obamas. Barack and Michelle Obama are the exec producers. Libs of TikTok wrote on X. Now, maybe you can tell me in the comments below why you think Barack and Michelle would be so obsessed with creating a same-sex marriage in an animated show for preschoolers. Quote, this episode received...
and y'all gonna go back and y'all gonna go and say in the comments of we know that reason. You know, we know that reason that you're through that. I mean,
they received this from a parent who let her kids watch it. It's a popular show, and she says she was shocked and horrified to see this and wouldn't let her children watch it anymore. This is supposed to be a show about science.
Exactly.
Isn't that interesting? They jam this into a show about science. This is what they mean by the science is spoken and the debate is over. A number of the ex-users criticized Obama following the post from Libs of TikTok that featured a clip of the wedding between the characters Sensei Dave and Jiu-Jitsu Joe. According to Rotten Tomatoes, the episode originally aired in April of 2023. They tried sneaking it by us, but it has resurfaced in social media this week. Here's a user commented, quote, this is the brave new world envisioned by the Obamas. This is their improvement over traditional America. What absolute pathetic frauds. User Polite Norm USA said, I won't let my 8-year-old watch Netflix unaccompanied.
That's real talk though. When we don't let Rennie's too. She's very smart, very, very smart little girl. Like, I'm telling you, I get me sentimental even talking about, you know, my girls because I love them. And I'm talking about Chris. If y'all don't know Chris, that's Crystal. That's my girl. just smart. You know, we have smart babies. I can definitely say that. We have a 3 month old as well as a 2 year old. And Rennie is really smart. She doesn't go. She doesn't go and you know go through the channels. We ask her, "What do you want to watch?" One thing that she loves watching on Netflix that I can definitely say, it's not really teaching it, but it's Minions. She loves Minions. She just like how they move, with the talking. You know, she loves Despicable Me type. You know, and the Minions. But other than that, I try not to let her watch too many shows. As long I don't really know too many shows. We try to like teach her different things. You know, with numbers and reading and stuff like that on our own because it's so sketchy, you know, with going through these shows. You never know what they do. Just like they said, this was an episode that a lot of people didn't catch at first and they end up catching it, you know. But just imagine, you know, your kid walking up to you and be like, "Mommy or Daddy, like, why is it?" You're not knowing, you know, asking about that whole situation. Then you have to explain because they didn't taught your kid this. You couldn't even get a chance to teach your kid this because the TV show is or the school is, and it's sad. It's sad to me. You know what I mean?
No one should be leaving a preschooler alone with Netflix. By the way, that's not just over gay material. Guys, quit letting the TV babysit your kid all day. You can't just throw them in front of Netflix all day.
Yeah,
I know it's
exactly.
convenient. Look, I'm a parent. I've got 4 kids. And I was there when you just put on a Baby Einstein tape. You put a tape in or a Disney show, and the kids are babysat for hours. But, you know, easy on the TV or you'll come out barely literate like me. But this is actually old hat on the same-sex issue. This is Arthur from over 10 years ago with the same-sex couple here. Here's Coco Melon. This one just released this week. Disney influenced Coco Melon, where they had a same-sex 2 dads and I don't know if that's a boy or a girl in a tutu. I can't keep up with this indoctrination and brainwashing. But don't be scared. Do get angry because this is an assault on our culture and this is wrong. It is morally wrong. It is biblically wrong. Romans 1:28 says it's wrong. I hope we're still allowed to say that in this country. I wonder if I can teach that to a preschooler without going to jail and losing my job. I'm Doug.
That's sad though. And I'm telling y'all, it's these TV shows, these movies. It's a lot of these things that's teaching kids to do these things, to be okay with these things, and it's not okay. It's not okay. I don't care what anybody can get on this video right now and get to talking crazy. It's not okay. I'll have a full-fledged argument with you and tell you my point. It's not okay. I don't care what anybody says. These TV shows, none of it is not okay. It's not okay with doing this certain stuff. You know, because like I said in the beginning, you kids only know what they're taught. At the end of the day, you can have a kid that grow up in a forest, and if they know that forest and they know this and what to do and how to survive and do that, they only gonna know what they taught. When they go in the real world, they ain't gonna know nothing. They only know what they taught. You got a kid from the city, they going to school. They only know what they're taught. You teaching a kid that first of all, like I said in the beginning, I am not going to talk crazy about, you know, oh, it's a 2 men getting. I mean, that to me, I'm not about to be that person to be like, oh yeah, I don't approve. I don't. And if that's what you feel, that's what you feel. At the end of the day, I look at all of us as human beings. Kohler, I look at everybody as human beings. We need to love one another. That's one thing about it. But my thing is why is it okay for TV shows and other stuff to teach your children these kind of things? I didn't grow up and I didn't see, like he showed the Arthur clip. Arthur, how long? I was 15? He said 10 years ago, so I was 15. I would watch Arthur when I was young. And a lot of that stuff we didn't catch necessarily. We didn't see a lot of what was going on. And then my parents would always make us watch stuff that'll teach us stuff too. So I don't know. I feel like these kids growing up is a little different. Parents growing up is a little different. So things are a little different. But I can see Doug's standpoint on it. If y'all don't agree with me, I completely understand. But I'm entitled to my own opinion, and that's what I'm going with. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe button. Catch y'all next time.